Hello YouTube and welcome to Prime Productions. I'm here to help enhance your tabletop gaming experience. If you're new to this channel, I primarily focus on Paizo tabletop role-playing games like Pathfinder and Starfinder. And if you want to help me out, I have a Patreon and Discord, more info at the end of the video. Okay, so Paizo Live Time. Every month, Paizo puts out a Twitch video called Paizo Live where they talk about new books and products coming down the pipeline, and I want to summarize it here for you today. As always, I have to turn these videos around super fast, and I don't have an editor or anything, so I may misspeak or have a few ums or uhs. Sorry this video won't be as polished as my normal videos. I know you guys don't like long intros, so let's get into it. So after the initial banter that starts off every Paizo Live, they got into it. The first section was about Hell's Destiny, a 10 to 20 adventure path that is out as of the posting of this video. It is kind of the conclusion of the Hellfire Crisis. Now, I've talked about the Hellfire Crisis a bunch on this channel before, so here's a very brief overview. This country, called Cheliax, is full of, devil-worshipping lunatics. This country, called Andoran, is better. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're a democracy and they're trying to be better. This country, called Izgir, is caught in the middle and is kind of a puppet state of Cheliax. Now, at the start of the Hellfire Crisis, Cheliax goes to war with Andoran, with Izgir caught in the middle. And the first adventure path released this year, Hellbreakers, is about trying to fight for Izgir independence. Hell's Destiny is the continuation of that. It is an 11 to 20 adventure path where you take the fight to Cheliax. They said that Hell's Destiny starts in Corentin, which is this town in Cheliax, and it will involve the players running through Cheliax and eventually ending up in Igorian, the capital. And they did say that by the end of the campaign, if you complete it and all your characters continue living, then there will be a big impact on the world. Now, we know that one of those impacts from a previous video that they talked about will be renaming this section of the world. Right now it's called Old Cheliax, and that's going to change as of the end of this adventure path. During this section, they pointed out that the PCs may get a lot of Chelaxian allies, as a lot of Chelaxian civilians aren't happy with what their evil queen is doing. They also said that there's going to be a lot of troop combat, and this is specifically where each player character is in control of one set of troops, and so there's going to be 5 troops on the battlefield fighting 5 other troops on the battlefield. So it's going to be super cool. The rules for that came out in Battlecry, and this adventure path is going to use them a lot, apparently. They said that there's going to be 1 troop fight per chapter, and there's 12 chapters in a standard 11 to 20 adventure path, so there you go. They even showed off a troop of devils that the players will have to fight in this picture here. They also talked about a new creature that is like a spirit of profanity. I don't think they showed an image of it, though. They did talk about a bunch of new player options that are in this book, such as skirmish bonds. Skirmish bonds, I think, came out in Battlecry, and they are special buffs that you can give your troop if you're doing troop combat, and this is just more skirmish bonds, other options. They also talked about a new animist apparition that is based on evil contracts. So if someone signs a super evil contract somewhere, that can generate a spirit that hates that contract or is indignant at the profane contract that was made. They talked about new commander tactics, such as building barricades out of fallen enemies. That reminded me of the old indie movie The Gamers, Darkness Rising. I'll put it on screen now.
Hide behind the mound of dead bards.
They also said that there's some new kineticist options and new advanced animal companions. They also talked about the Hell Knights, and I've talked about them before, so again, super short recap. The Hell Knights are a paramilitary organization in Cheliax that are supremely devoted to law and order. And there's a bunch of different orders of Hell Knights, and each of them is devoted to one cause, like burning down things that they find heretical or rooting out corruption. Anyway, Queen Abigail Thrune tries to nationalize the Hell Knights, and many of them fight back because that is directly at odds with what their order is supposed to do, while some do fall in line. So you may be fighting certain Hell Knights and working with other Hell Knights. They did say that there is a spoiler. Queen Abigail Thrune's top advisor is going to be the big bad evil guy of the campaign. He's shown up in a lot of other Paizo products, and he's finally going to go down in this campaign, again, assuming you beat him. Part 2 was about a new board game called Dice Gods, or technically it's a dice game. It's a dice drafting game where you use dice to get resources and then use those resources to get points. And there are a bunch of different mini games. I think they said 7 mini games where you can get points and spend your different resources on different mini games. And so you have to balance getting these resources and generating points. And it seems very interesting. As a guy who's played a lot of board games, I used to be part of a board game club. This actually does sound pretty cool. I would like to try it out. The lore involves trying to earn the favor of 8 of the core Pathfinder deities, like Desna, Abdar, Caden, Kalian, and Asmodeus, and it's going to come out during Gen Con. And really, that's kind of all they talked about it. They said that you can totally play it without any of the Galarian lore and just be fine. It is kind of fun to know about the Galarian lore when you're doing it, though. And then we moved on to part 3, which is about Lost Omen High Seas. This is another Lost Omens book, which is part character options book, part world lore, and part GM content book, like has new monsters and stuff. It is all about sailing in the high seas and has a whole bunch of pirate stuff in it. It has a lot of different types of pirates, apparently. There are new options, such as new animal companions and new familiars, such as a golden ermine that should be on screen now. They said that the book will have a lot of lore of new regions and also some lore on some old regions. In particular, they mentioned 4 regions that they're going to talk about in this book. The Pagoda of the Mantis, which is on an island that I cannot pronounce, so I will put it on screen now. The Shackles, which is basically like this super pirate area of Galarian. Ermea, which I don't know much about. And the Mordant Spire, which is an island where a bunch of elves live and they're super isolationist and reclusive. And like when they talk to outsiders, they always wear these masks. The Mordant Spire has been mentioned a bunch, but like we know almost nothing about them. So it's going to be cool to finally know about the Mordant Spire and what the heck is going on there. They mentioned that the book will have new dashing class feats. These are feats that like let you swing on a rope across the ship or something. So that sounds cool. And then there's going to be rules for ship-to-ship combat. And then they had a Q&A at the end. Not much of what they said in the Q&A was relevant to the discussion, and anything they said I put in its relevant section. And really, that's kind of all they had for today. Hey, as a reminder, I have a Patreon. I'm going to try and post something fun there once a month, but honestly, it's just a way to help keep this channel financially viable. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee a month, you can help me buy new equipment like new microphones and such. And of course, I have a Discord channel, link in the description. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That tells not only me, but also YouTube that you like this kind of content and would like to see more. And until next time, thank you, good luck, and happy gaming.